and all the dongles.
This is To Wit, a podcast for women in tech doing life. I am Melinda Smith.
Are you sure?
I was going to be like witty and throw something else in there, and then I just gave up altogether.
I'm Christy Guzman.
And that's Axel.
Oh, you can hear Axel? Man, what a good microphone. He had a little itch, you know? Oh, there he goes again. He doesn't know what to do. So here's the funniest thing about this dog. Okay, so I had a blanket that I was using as like a mattress pad under my sheets, and I took it off and put it on the floor and then didn't put it back on when I made my bed. So of course, once it's on the floor, It's like dog territory. So he started laying on it. And then I brought it into the living room to finally assemble some IKEA furniture. And he definitely like laid half on the partially assembled IKEA furniture and half on the blanket to chew his bone, just to like prove that it's his blanket, even if I try and move it into the living room. And now it's in the living room because I have more things I should assemble, and he was just laying on it, and he's coming back to lay in it again. It's just so funny. It's like, of all the things in all the world,
this is mine.
This blanket suddenly is so important.
Hi, how are you?
Well, hello, friend. I'm good. You know, I feel like this is the first week that I'm not like sick or other sick or New Year's traveling and weird, and like this is the first like
a holiday hangover. That's the real deal, man.
Like post-holiday hibernation, I feel like has been happening. But then I also feel like I'm using my brain a lot. Like by the end of the day, like this week, I've just been like, I need to stop thinking.
It exhausts you for sure.
Yeah, let's like actually working and using my brain. So I guess that's a good sign that my new job is challenging.
Well, thank God. Because how terrible would it be to start a new career and be like, I am already bored?
Yeah, 1 month in.
Not career, but you know what I mean. New role.
Nap time. I do.
Oh, speaking of new role, I think it's well enough timing. Those words didn't even go together. It's well enough timing. I just wanted to say well and sounded educated. Yep, that was me. Hey,
let's try that again.
I start a new role next Wednesday. So I hinted towards it, but now that I have some clarity on what's going on, I get to kind of manage a project that's brand new. So Blue Wolf is interested in attempting to speak to kind of mid-market customers. So not the huge enterprise and not like the beyond customers that sign a year contract and we do some timed projects, but the people that are like, I need you to do a small implementation, or I need you to do a thing, or I have XYZ projects, or I used you as a great example today, talking with my new report too, is admins always have a list of things they'd like to do, but they're too busy doing the daily. So they don't have time to clean up page layouts or create these other 3 apps that aren't critical, but would be really great for the business. So they're building the program. They need someone to manage it, and they need someone to help build it out and work with sales. And I get to be that person. I'm very excited.
Hooray!
I know.
What is the title?
Well, it's hub manager right now. I'm not 100% loving the name of it because, we have Blue Wolf Go and Blue Wolf Beyond and Blue Wolf. I wanted Blue Wolf Now, but I guess our AI is called AI Now. So hub is kind of like, the middle section. It kind of speaks to this program will be mostly location based. So it'll be a smaller project. It'll just be, in the beginning me and one of the Abes, which is a program of youngins that we bring in. So in the first year, they're not billable, but they would help out and learn. And then as a program grows, it would be, a local SA solution architect type thing. So I love the name, but I tossed it around with someone else I'm working with that's been building really the logistics of the program of the name, but I didn't want to go into it too much because I didn't want it to be like,
I hate it.
Them thinking, well, or them to be like, I've given you like 1,000 pieces of new information and that's what you spent your time on. I wanted to rename this. Like, I know you give me a bunch of responsibilities and new things to build and maybe some documentations and possibly a contract, but I really want to talk about the name, maybe some t-shirts and stickers. So I just kind of let it go. And if I come up with something amazing, because I really thought Blue Wolf Now was amazing. Now that I know that's taken, I'm kind of just like, nah, I'll
Mm.
get around to it. And if it never changes, whatever. So it starts really, I mean, I'm kind of ramping up now.
I'm just excited that you're at a larger company and yet still are finding your place,
Yeah,
and
where's
you're
my spot?
getting a lot of great opportunity. And, you know, because sometimes it feels like you end up in this huge company and like, what impact are you really having, you know?
Thanks. I'm very excited. And who knows, this program could be really successful and we bring it out to other areas, or it falls on its face and we realize we're not a mid-market company. We do something else. So, yes, small technical difficulties. We'll see how I edit that up. But yeah, I'm excited about what it could be. Like I said, it could be something great. It could not work. But either way, I'm riding it out and I like it. And who knows? Oh, you know what's funny though is my current report too sent me like a Google Doc that was like, do you want to be a mentor or mentee? I was like, heck yeah, I love that stuff. So I'm filling it out. And then what caused me pause is at the end, it was like, where do you see yourself at Blue Wolf in 1 year and 3 years? And I'm not saying that I don't have goals, but like this was a good goal. Like I'm excited to be running a team. That's been a goal of mine for like a year and a half or so, is I
Mm.
really like to try to inspire others or guide others. So I'm like, okay, so I'm solid on that. And then 3 years, I don't know, all I could come up with was like a second home or like all these personal goals. Not that I don't have professional goals, but I don't know. I guess maybe I haven't put thought into it. I mean, do you have a 3-year professional goal currently?
Not really. Somebody asked me about kind of the new job, and I feel like I could see projects that could take me through there, right? Like they're really new with their Salesforce. So, my CTO mentioned some kind of strategic project for 2019. So, like, they're already thinking there's a lot to do, right? So, um, but I'm kind of okay where I'm at, and I think it could be good.
Yeah.
So, we'll kind of see how it evolves. But yeah.
And what have you learned lately?
Well, this week I learned that usually when you track activities, you have your who ID and your what ID, right? So you have context of a person as a lead or a contact, and then you have the context of some other record. Yeah, you're with me so far?
Yes.
So I was attempting to make an email template with merge tags to send to a lead from an event registration object and got a nice angry error because when you're sending emails to a lead, you don't have a what ID or related to. You can
Got it.
just associate to the lead.
Hmm.
So I did sort of feel validated that like even my SE didn't know that. He was like, "That's weird." Yeah, yeah, it is. So now we're gonna have to find a different way to skin the cat. But yeah, that was my kind of this is how I think this works. Oh, wait, no. But I did get to learn about Lightning email templates,
Mm.
which is a little different than Classic. So that was good. Lots of good learning. But like I say, I've been hitting some roadblocks. And by the end of the day, my brain is kind of, like ready,
Totally. I think
powering
like
down.
learning and like speaking just wipe you out in a particular, like my soul is tired.
Hmm.
I'm exhausted. Just I can't anything. I can't speak correctly. I don't want to drive home. Can someone carry me?
This is why I would sort of be concerned about parenting because you don't get to do that when you have to take care of a human.
Yeah, it's super annoying.
Eh.
I mean, I love her. She's my favorite kid yet, but yeah, there's no off. I mean, all of those jokes and memes about like how exciting it is or how people are so excited for bedtime are for real. I was like, sorry, Anna, sometimes I bump, bedtime up until she learns to tell time and then I'm screwed. What did I learn? Um, I learned that our community is amazing. That's not a learning thing. I learned how to try and be a good leader. So when I found out that I would be responsible for some grooming and one-on-ones with these business analysts, I reached out to Miss Rachel Rogers and I was like, "Hi, badass boss lady. I need some pointers." So she totally took the time and chatted with me about things that she's done with running a team and, you know, how to be like a good leader in the sense of not managing as much as guiding and like do your thing, just make sure that I know what's going on, and if there's a hiccup or a problem, I know before anyone else, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, it's just awesome to listen to other badass women talk about being badass bosses and guiding people, because I remember the people that inspired me and my mentor and the other bosses that I've had, and the qualities, and I'm not gonna boss these people. I'm more of a guidance. I don't know how long I am, but either way, I always hope to be the person that they're like, they take a little bit from, or they feel a little drive to do better in some sense. So I kind of, I don't know. It was awesome. My other part was just totally off the cuff. I'm going to put you on the spot. Do we like this? The what I learned? Because getting to know you was fun, and not like this isn't fun, but it's not. I don't know. Is it? I don't know. How do you feel about it? Do you like this? Listeners, do you like this?
I
Who
do
likes
feel
this?
like we were, if I recall correctly, we were trying to make sure we had some actual content,
Oh, that's
that's
right.
like
That's right. I got away
like
from it. Like some
learning.
practical, like I learned how to build this process builder in 2 steps instead of 3. That's
Mm,
right. I
or
mean, kind of.
just not us sitting like we're having a glass of wine and someone's sitting down with us. But we could not like that and just talk about other random things.
True, because I still wanted to. I don't know what I want. I just want to hang out with you, and I get all worried about like listeners. Like, do people care? I hope everyone's taking something from this, and then
I do
wasn't the
really like
point.
that you reached out to Rachel. I think that's a great like as well as when I had no job and thinking about who to reach out to, right? I had great conversations with Shell Black and with Nick Ham and Jared Miller, and those are all dudes. And maybe they need to be future ally guests because they were super helpful to me.
I like it.
Um, but just to different ways of looking at yourself, you know, of getting other people's perspectives on their experiences, but also for me at least, like a bit of it was their impressions of me and seeing myself a little bit differently.
It's good. It's good
And
to
that we
have that
have
little.
those resources, I think is great.
This is true. Did you watch any of the spring 18 readiness releases?
What's funny is no, I did not because I've been working on stuff for this project, but the girl that
Real
sits
work, whatever.
next to me, who is a trailhead ranger named Lisa,
Mm.
um, I look over and I'm like, that's Leanne Reimel. And she's like, what? I'm like, what are you watching? And I'm like, that's Rebecca Sarr. What are you watching? And she's like, the release readiness. I'm like, I've hung out with those people. So that was my like
Just
moment of
fangirling out.
yes. So
That's
no,
awesome.
I didn't hear it or watch it, but I did get secondhand fangirling. Is there some spring stuff you've seen that you're really
Well, the cool thing,
stirred up?
I don't know if they're doing it differently, but I thought was cool is they kind of broke it up. So you could watch
Mm-hmm.
Sales Cloud platform, all that. So I had an opportunity to listen to Sales Cloud. I do really try to listen to the other webinars or other things that I don't know, but it's also kind of a crutch or easy to go and listen to the shit you know. I know Sales Cloud best. So listen to that about some of the new paths. They're going to have paths on contacts and person accounts and not creating an opportunity when you convert. And some other fun things, event reminders and just silly stuff that I was like, this is amazing. This is so exciting. And then I'm in the office. Nobody else is doing that because they're doing other work. I'm going to have this beautiful lull between ramping up this project and not being on one that I just feel like it's been so long since I've been able to do like a trailhead or
Like read
read
the
a
release
book.
notes.
Yeah, or know what the fuck is going on out there. Like, I am happy if I can make sure my own email is in check between, just regular life stuff, and then became a tro leader of the Denver user group because why not? I don't have anything else to do.
Did you just invent the word "tro leader" and just like
Sure did.
try to work that into conversation without explaining yourself at all? Is that what just
Well,
happened?
I mean, I tweeted it yesterday, so I feel like, isn't it a thing already?
No, because I'm not smart enough to only like get your tweets and therefore to actually have read it. Like
Oh my God, I love that you tried to make that a thing.
somehow on Facebook, you know how it like somehow people get to be your super friends and like
Yeah.
I don't even and so it tells you when they post. I don't even know how to do that on purpose, I don't think. But what's funny is I have so many Twitter accounts on my phone for Southeast Dreamin', for Two Wit, even though you do most of it, and for myself, and I used to have my other company. So it actually suggests my own tweets or tweets I've like I literally, right before we talked, it was like Christy Guzman and Amy Opplinger liked Melinda's tweet. And it's like, yeah, that's one of those is me. But I'm not, so clearly I'm not smart enough to better, more granularly follow everything that you do. So,
Well, Amy has this argument a lot too, because she's like, what the fuck? Like, she won't see notifications or people that she likes or follows a lot, that she just won't see anything in her feed about them. I have no idea the algorithm. I think I can figure out the Facebook thing where you like star a friend and make them a favorite and see them the most. But
I mean, I
um,
could use TweetDeck or something and just follow like two people, but then I feel like then it's a slippery slope, right? Like that's how I started, and I was trying to like just follow the Carolina people, right? So like Ben Tubo and Amber and Phil, and then all of a sudden there's 15 people in there, and then I can't even keep up with that, and then Twitter gives me anxiety, and then I give up. So
yeah.
that's kind of the story of my life, actually. Basically, just stick my head in the sand about things. So, what you're saying is there's two other co-leaders.
Uh-huh. Because I thought tri leaders sounded boring and tro leaders was way more fun.
Tro does kind of sound like bro. Like,
Tro, dude,
what
tro,
up,
right?
Tro?
Tro. Tro, sure. Tro, sure.
Oh, that's awesome. Who are the other two awesome co-leaders?
Joanna Iturbi, if I'm
Yep.
saying that right. She put a post out there because one leader left and then her co-leader left, and it's a big group. And also, she puts on the 5280 Dream, and so I'm helping doing another event. It comes with a package.
Of course you
Why
are.
not? And I also have that Twitter on my phone now. I was like, I can do it. I can do it all. I can do it all. And then I'll have a mental breakdown and we'll have an episode about it. But anyways, and then Kristen Teal. So she had posted out there about wanting another lead. And a couple, I think maybe 2 or 4 people had approached her that were, not brand new to Salesforce, but kind of new-ish to the community. And so we talked to a couple of them, and our idea and our thought process is we've both done this and we've both done this for a while. How wonderful would it be to bring in someone new and, give them the moment and the exposure. And she probably would have done that with 2, but she really needs help and not a ton of onboarding time. So it's helpful that she can be like, oh my God, can you just go do this thing? And then we can say, as we do more, Kristen, can you go find a venue? Kristen, can you talk to sponsors? Can you come up with some content? But instead of throwing that all on somebody's plate, like, hope you succeed, bye. It's helpful to have a couple people to support you.
Okay.
I don't know why these meetings aren't working. So I know when I was looking at who was interested, I am already connected with Kristen in the community and on Twitter and stuff. So, and LinkedIn. So it's going to be fun.
That's super
Tro sure. Tro sure.
If only everyone could
Tro
see you
show.
throwing the signs that you're throwing right now.
Tro sure.
It's not even that's literally a W in sign language, by the way. What?
Tro sure. Tro sure.
All right, we're done.
Oh, speaking of,
Yeah.
because I am the segue master today. This is like the third one, and I did not call it the other 2. It was everything in my power to not call them out. Speaking of user groups, so I said something about the marketing and part out user group coming to our office, and I asked the girls if they wanted to possibly come to our Tro leader group and show part up. But I've had a few kind of offshoot conversations about user groups, and I was like, maybe we do a user group mashup. But what are your thoughts in general on collaborating with the other user groups, not just WIT and user group, but like the Pardot, the nonprofits, and about attendance? So Jessica Martinez, who is the new Pardot, right? User group, Pardot or marketing. I just met them, but she came from Austin. So, Texas has a huge user group presence.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just been a little discouraged, like, oh man, I want to get usership up. That's not the word.
It
Invitees,
works.
people
Yeah.
come to meeting up.
Attendance.
Thank you. Me talk good. Thanks. Um,
Usership is a good one, though. I like that. User membership, just
yeah.
concatenate the shit out
So
of it.
I used, Geraldine's, motto, and I said, one is a good meeting. But it got me to thinking, like, well, I think we've all had this. We've all felt like, am I doing enough? Is it the content? Is it the space? Is it the time? Should we collaborate more? So what are your
So,
thoughts on that?
well, I'm in somewhat of a wonderful situation. Well, there's good pros and cons. Pro, I can hear myself. Pro, the other leaders in this area are the tits, which means they're
Nice.
great. So, Kelly used to run the user group. Now Jackie runs it because Kelly moved away, but then she moved back. Philip runs the developer user group, and Sherry just started the nonprofit user group. However, our meetings tend to be smaller. A good women in tech meeting for me is going to be like 10 people, like a good one.
Yeah.
Um, but there, the nonprofit user group only started, I want to say, I guess it's been almost a year, maybe like 9 months. But I've met people there that I had never met before in years of Salesforcing in Charlotte. So, yes, I can see that it's a little bit much, but what I've been trying to remember recently is that we are in the 5% of the 1% of immersion in these things, right? So there are people who wouldn't go. We know that a nonprofit user group user, an admin in a nonprofit org, has similar challenges. Some of them are not, right? They could still go to a core user group meeting. But if they're only in the hub or not even in the hub, right? If they're only in their little bubble, they may not think that applies to them.
Mm-hmm.
I meet more people that don't know about user groups at all, that
Hmm.
don't know about Southeast Dreamin' and other Dreamin' events, right? And for us, I mean, I met people at I've met people that even hadn't heard of Trailhead, or like there's still content that's valid of people who haven't even tried Lightning. Which again,
Right.
like I say that with such incredulity. Like, what are you talking about? But that's the thing. So on one hand, yes, I do Salesforce Saturday on the second Saturday. It has often been me and one other person. I am not a morning person and I feel like not doing it. But then one person shows up and they learn something and I'm like, man, this is great.
This validates me.
So, but I would also like to be in the scenario where other people step up, which doesn't feel like it happens as much in this market, which is kind of a bummer.
So do you think it's more not knowing about it in general? Because there have been times at my office that I say something about the community and they're like, the what?
But
So maybe it's not like people aren't coming because they don't want to or they don't feel your content is good. They just don't sincerely know.
well, yeah, I think we internalize a lot of that. I mean, I also tease that, like, for me, I haven't tried to make my WIT group here focused around content in the
Same. Yeah.
same way that some people have, right?
Right.
I have mainly focused around wine
Yes.
or beer or food, right? And networking and relationship
Yeah.
building. So,
That's kind of
but
where
I
we
can see
began.
that.
Like the girly geeks kind of began like that, right?
Yeah. So to me, it's okay for four people to get together and complain about whatever. And then, so,
Yeah.
but I can also, sometimes I do worry about, I mean, we have so many people in the success community, and then the same people come to things, or people don't respond when you ask what they want to do, so it can be
Right.
disheartening. But I guess it gets down to why you're doing it.
Right. Stay the course, share, give back kind of thing. Yeah, I 100% agree. I don't know if concern is the right word, but a little like, what? With a user group that's like a for real thing with sponsors and content and dudes. Not that I'm afraid to talk to men, but that's different than me feeling a little more free to be like, oh my God, I will probably not be able to augment me because I don't know how not to.
No.
But it has been something I put thought into. And then it occurred to me that just because my women in tech group in SoCal like to hear about the Brene book that inspired me, that it doesn't mean the men wouldn't. Like, these aren't mutually exclusive,
Yeah.
content driven meetings. They're about inspiration and being a good human, which
Yeah. It's like you're like
obviously is
talking about
non-gender related.
menopause or something,
Right,
it's
for
like,
sure. So that I was like, oh, I'm going to be wigged out because I went to the user. There's just big too. Like you said, my biggest WIT group was 12, I think, or 13. So to see a room of like 100 people, I was like, wow, shit, I got to be on my A. I got to deliver some real shit here. They are looking for real fucking
they
takeaways.
need more than
Right.
cookies.
Right. I was like, I brought you a 2 WIT sticker. You're welcome.
I
4
will
hour meeting over.
bribe you for my affection, your affection. Yeah, I know it is, like I say, it's a smaller market. Even going over to Raleigh, they have like 3 to 4 times as many people at their user group meetings than we do, which is like great, again, but I feel like, again, there's still, in the end, it's about meeting people and making those relationships. So whether
I
they're,
agree.
and sometimes maybe, my coworker made a good point that like she just isn't really social, but she's super nice. So I think that's hard for me to like, and maybe for you too, to like get that maybe being at work all day is enough for some people and they want to go home and hibernate.
It's true. A lot of introverts, they need that like recharge moment. And well, and I told Jessica too that one thing I had to tell myself is people intend to, they mean to, they want to. And
Mm,
then 5 o'clock rolls around, or the day was shitty, or they got to pick up the kid early from school, or traffic is bad, or they're just tired. They want to
hmm.
be there, but they're just tired. And it's cold here. And that, I think that is a factor too. Not that Coloradans aren't used to cold, but you just don't want to be out as much in it. So
Post holiday hibernation, I'm telling you.
it's a freaking thing. I'm putting that on there. Putting that on there.
But I think that it is important to realize that you are having an impact on people that you might not even realize, right? Like even today, we had somebody tweeted us about how they think that we would be so much fun to hang out with, and they find
Yes.
numbers, right? And it's like, I want to hug you. I love you. Who are you? Like, let's be besties. Like, but it's just so great, and yet we worry all the time that people don't listen to us, and what are we even
Yeah.
doing? So
Susanna Kate, what made me giggle about that most is I literally had a conversation with my bestie today about Nicole Richie. She was like, you know what? I think she is just so cool AF is what she said. And I was like, we watch Great News and she's hilarious on Great News. And I'm like, I just wish, we could just be friends. So it was very funny to me on the heels of us talking about someone that like, is a celebrity that we'll never
right,
meet, that Susanna was like, I really think we'd be friends. Cause how many times have I said that about like Anna Faris's podcast? I'm like, oh my God, we would totally be friends. So it was very endearing to feel like, hey, look, others feel that way too.
yeah, it's great. So
Hey, so um I had a little note here which can probably roll into my super fave. So we'll stop there. It's just a very small note. But I wanted to hear about some crafting, and then I thought, so we have a bunch of guests that we are about to line up, and we're figuring out time zones and calendars. But in the meantime, on the heels of all these Facebook questions, we thought, dear listeners, we thought it would be fun to have Olive Ann Smith answer some questions. So we will have her in a moment. But I would like to hear more about crafting, creative, not artistic, because I think I need to hear this.
So, a friend of mine and I wanted to hang out, and she's trying to eat better, and I feel like the default is like, let's go get wine, which again, now I've mentioned a lot of times in this podcast, but
Weird for us.
she was like, let's go to the pottery painting place. And I was like, heck yeah, let's do that. But I've done it before. And so we went to this place and they had glass fusion, which is basically like you take a bunch of different pieces of glass and on like a glass base, and then they melt it and it makes like a flat piece of glass with a design, right? So
Like a shrinky dink?
not
Is it?
exactly.
Is that okay to
It
say?
doesn't change.
Drinkable?
It doesn't change the size. Um,
Oh, okay. Just flattens it out. Okay. Gotcha.
yeah,
Gotcha.
and you can do it like halfway so that it's still bumpy, or you can do it all the way to make it flat. And you can do a lot of different things with them. So you can make like custom wine stoppers.
Ooh.
I had a cute one that was like the front of a nightlight, right? And
Oh, yeah, yeah. Those are cool.
yeah, so different. So I, of course, got ambitious because that's what I do. And,
Obby.
and I got this stencil and I traced through the glass, and then it involved a lot of little tiny pieces I had to break apart and use a toothpick to glue. And like, it took a really long time. But somebody was there making something, and they made a comment that they're creative but not artistic. And I feel like that explains me and my approach to crafting. Like
I really like that statement.
I do some things where people are like, "Oh my god, you're so creative, you're so crafty," and it's like, yeah, I but I usually don't just think of something and make it without some kind of inspiration or some kind of,
Right.
I don't know. I'm not just like, I am
Well, art's very
I'm
inspired. You don't wake
inspired
up and you're like, yeah.
today, right? And then and sometimes I look at art, right? And especially modern art where it's like, a pile of trash and, well, like, no, like not my
Yeah,
jam.
I struggle with that too.
But I would love to. So the wit event that I planned is actually at the same place, and it's a sign painting. It's a sign that says "Adventure is out there," and
Ooh,
they make the stencil for you, and then you get to choose the stain and the paint color. And then so like you're personalizing the sign, but you're making it yourself, which I think is so cool, and it's like trailblazy, and I'm excited.
yeah.
Again, like if you just gave me a piece of wood and some paint, right? Like
Go
it's
for it.
I
Yeah.
need a theme or like a some kind of
Like point me in the direction. Like
guidance,
here's a piece of wood, create
right?
something. Like
Not
what?
just, yeah.
I
So
love creative, not artistic. I think that it's like coloring the mantras or the mandalas. Like you're just coloring in and being able to lose yourself in that separate part of your brain, or even, you can consider it a form of meditation. Cause I'm a photographer for a long time, and it's easy to like put something on print and be like,
mhm.
that's a thing. So when I started painting or doing other stuff, like if I couldn't sell it, I was like, this is dumb. This is pointless. This is not good enough. This is not quality. This looks like a freaking hand turkey. But you have to get out of your own way and be like, first of all, that was not my goal. I don't have an Etsy shop. And
Right.
second, like you still did something where you were in a different zen moment. Like you were in a different space, you're being creative, and it doesn't have to be for sale or like the most creative thing you've ever done.
Yeah, and it was funny because I had to go back to work on it a second time because I didn't have time to finish. And I had to text somebody and ask opinion, and she's like, "It's hard for me too to know when to stop." I was like,
Oh,
"Yes."
right.
So
Like fussing and fussing and fussing with it.
yes,
That's
like,
fair.
should I fill this
Totally.
in or should I whatever? And then it's like, okay,
Put it down.
worst case scenario, it's awful, and I wasted $40, right? Like, so I don't know. It was just good. I haven't. I tend to buy the things to make a craft and not necessarily make it. So I do like when I actually stop and take the time to do the thing. And so there you go. That was my overheard, creative, not artistic story. There you go.
I love that. I love that you can just get out of your own way and make a thing, because even if you did nothing but create the thing and throw it in the trash, you were still doing something else for your brain.
And I sat and talked to my friend. We could have brought
Yeah.
wine. And I found
That's
a new
awesome.
wit event to do.
Whoop,
So-
whoop. All right, now don't move.
Hi, Christy.
Hi, Olive. How are you?
Good.
So, Mommy and Christy do this show, and we like to also interview potential women in technology. Do you like technology?
Yes.
What's your name?
Olive.
Yeah, what do you do for work?
Hmm.
What do you do all day?
Go school.
Yeah. What do you think Mommy does all day? What do you think Mommy does for work?
Work on the computer.
Yeah.
It's true. If you ask Daddy, he says I write code to everybody. And I was like, you got to stop doing that. Please stop telling people I write code.
So, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Um. Catch a star from the rainbow.
That's a good goal.
Yeah. I want to catch a star from a rainbow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you do technology at school, what does that mean?
Uh,
What do you guys do? Do you sit around and write code and take computers apart, or what do you do?
I don't know.
You don't know what you
You
do in
play-
technology?
Do you play games on the computer?
I also do stations there on computers,
Nice.
iPads, Legos, and also creation station.
What's a creation station?
It's where you make things that are really cool and play with Play-Doh there.
Yeah? Play-Doh and Legos?
So that's pretty awesome.
wanna
So
go there.
what's your favorite? The computer or the iPad or Play-Doh or Lego?
My favorite, well, on iPads you have to do search, and at the green table with the iPads you have to do Starfall, and on the computers you had to do
Other stuff?
Stuff.
not that.
Oh, not stuff.
Oh,
We're
no,
incorrect. Not stuff.
Well, I wanted what I do on computers again.
do you
what I-
program computers?
You silly.
Neither does Mommy.
What's your favorite song?
Open up your eyes.
Yeah.
Open Up Your Eyes from My Little Pony, the movie, motion soundtrack, a song by Emily Blunt.
I'm going to have to go listen to that song.
It will make it's good, but it will make zero sense to you without the movie.
It's a beautiful movie. I buy that movie.
You did?
You
How much
did.
money do you make? So what'd you buy it with? Smiles and
know.
cuteness?
I don't know.
All right, one last question. Are you going to be a woman in technology one day? We'll say the
Yeah.
words.
Yes, I
Yeah.
am.
All right. Do you have any
All
advice for future women out there like you?
What? What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? That's a great question.
Yeah.
All right. Can you say goodbye, everybody?
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
I feel like that personifies my life. What are you talking about?
What?
Oh, that's so funny. Technology.
That's a pretty cute kid. You did all right.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I made a whole human. I feel like,
I mean, Josh helped.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I couldn't have done it alone, but I did like literally all the hard work. So his penance is to take the trash out for the rest of his life.
Mm-hmm. I like it. Seems fair.
Yes. So that's my little women in technology, or my little woman in tech. I love that what do you think mommy does all day? Work on your computer. I really had no idea where that could have gone. Like that could have been like, I don't know, mommy sleeps. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like who flipping knows what
Makes
she was
me
going to say.
sandwiches.
Right. Buys me cheddar bunnies.
I mean, I feel like she did all right. She's pretty self-aware. Self-aware. She's got multi-platform usage with the iPad and the computer and the Legos. I like it.
Yeah, she's pretty obsessed with Legos. She loves iPad, and we have this leap pad that's all learning.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my girlfriend that has a brand new little baby, and she has a master's, I think, in like early childhood development. So I often come to her with like questions and things.
Did I break my kid?
Yeah, like, am I doing this right? Obviously, no one gets out no one gets out undamaged.
Unscathed.
Right. So my mom got her the Leapfrog, and it's all educational. It's different. So she has an iPad, and there are games on it that are like Paw Patrol and then some other learning games. And we only give it to her when we go out to eat because she can get so zoned. But what's interesting, and obviously people that were hired to do this correctly, she doesn't respond that way to the Leapfrog. She plays with it. She still communicates with other people, and she'll get bored of it and move on. But the iPad like sucks her in, and you have to like, you know, even when we give her a time frame, like we're going to leave in 5 minutes, still she just gets frusty and she gets so like cracked out on it. So, I mean, we still let her have it when we go out to eat because we want to eat and drink, and nobody wants to sit at a table. No 5-year-old wants to just hang out in a restaurant. But still, the Leapfrog is it's interesting how munchkins and their little brains work with technology.
Yeah. And like you're tricking them into learning sometimes, kind of. With
I mean, I really think that even the games that are quote unquote not educational, they're still problem solving and hand-eye coordination, but it does have to be with some limits, or else she just gets, her attitude is different. And I can tell you because like every other parent, and if you're not like this parent, you can go ahead and turn this off now. She played with her iPad for like 12 hours a day on Thanksgiving because there was nothing to do. We were at an Airbnb, laying by a pool, listening to music. That is boring for a 5-year-old. And the other kiddo that was supposed to be there wasn't able to make it. So I let her play with her iPad and watch movies all freaking day. And it does, like towards the end of her attitude is different. Not necessarily always bad, but just different.
You know what's interesting is I feel like adults are like that too, right? Like when's the last time
100%
you sat down and like weren't checking your phone or being by like literally like stopping at stoplights and waiting in line for like your habit?
It's like painful to stand there without it. Like you said, waiting in line at the grocery store. Don't get out your phone. You don't need your phone. Don't get out your phone. I have a cradle for my phone in the car, and I was trying to set up this new iPhone 8 and things weren't working properly. And even though I have a cradle and I only messed with it at stoplights, I 100% did. Yeah, you're right. Adults are the same way. Just kiddos have that gooey, more gooey gray matter we got to kind of watch out for.
Maybe we need to start earning our screen time, Melinda.
Look, I am trying to go to bed. I even ordered a little book light because my new argument, because this is where I'm at, is I would read more in bed if I didn't have to get up and turn off the light. So we'll see.
You're supposed to read in the mornings.
That's what we talked about. I'm not doing that shit. I get up at 5 to work out. Like I can't do anymore in the goddamn morning.
5.
Yeah, that's my new life. I get up at 5. This whole new program, I eat.
Oh, that's
I start working out at 5:30. I get my workout in. I meditate for 8 minutes, and then I get in the shower and get ready. Now, I will say this is week 2. It's hard. It's hard to get up. Like it is hard to make myself get out of bed. I don't snooze. I just have to get up or else I won't do it. But I really love having it done. I have worked out. I have zenned myself. I have showered and gotten ready before I even woke up my kid. Like I had all this time to myself that was just chill. I wasn't running around. I wasn't checking my phone. I mean, I might check it in the morning while I'm eating, just kind of like wake my face up. But it's not easy. I mean, like jump out of bed and put on a sports bra. Like, fuck me, no way. But it's nice. It's weirdly nice. It's ice on bananas. I know.
It's okay. It's good to do good things for yourself.
And one of these days I will read. I have a stack of books that I want to. So the book light will be here tomorrow. So hey, stay tuned. Let's see if I really get that reading in.
I do feel like we've got a decently low tech kickoff here to our super faves.
It's really low tech.
Like
It's
I'm
zero tech.
mine kicks off with a nostalgic choice that came in the mail, and I got pretty dang excited about it, and that is Reader's Digest. Um, I used to love reading it at my grandma's house, and that must be
Isn't
why
there
my
like a
dad.
comic or in it or something that's amazing in the back?
I mean, there's the all in a day's work section. There's the life in uniform section. There are
There's a joke area, right? There's something that I remember loving.
there's I just like that there's interesting stories and like the little snippets of jokes things at the end of different articles. And then yes, there's like a all I can't remember the name of the joke one, but yes, there's like a laugh page and like quotes and increase your word power. But it's like I'm excited to go take my Reader's Digest and read it in my bed tonight.
I
So
love you. Just when I
and it
think there's no possible way for me to love you more. You're like, I
I
really
mean,
love
I
Reader's
really am
Digest.
a like secret nerdiness, but it's weird. Like
Not a secret.
I collect Smash Pennies, and I like Reader's Digest. I don't know. Sometimes it's the little things, But like, I would never think to use that as my like two truths and a lie comment, or like think to mention it. But it literally
Right.
just came in the mail, and I was laughing at myself because I was like, "Yay, Reader's Digest is here!" Like nerd.
Side
Because
note,
let's
is
be
that a
real.
game?
What?
You be real.
You be real?
You said let's be real.
Oh. Let's Somebody did call me out that I say like to be honest a lot, which is like my caveat. So like I say, oh well, whatever. Well, like I bought a house. Well, to be honest, my dad helped me buy my original house, and like that I caveat myself.
Why not? But you were going to say, let's be honest. Do you remember what you're going to say?
Oh no, dang it!
That's okay. I interrupted you because two truths and a lie. Is that like
Oh, that's a game.
have I never ever never have I ever? How's it go? Have I never?
I
Have
think
I never ever?
never have I ever.
Whatever. That because I have always
Never have I whatever.
never have I probably did.
Never have I won this game ever. Yeah, two truths and a lie is like, yeah, you have to guess which one. I don't know, remember what the results are. The reason I remember that game is because my old boss grew up on a chicken farm, and that was always his truth, and he never that was his he always got
I would
people
totally
with
think
it.
that's a lie.
Because I was an RA for 2 years in the same building, and he used the same one 2 years in a row. It's this go-to party trick. Lee Swain, I'm on to you. Okay.
Well, I love that you love Reader's Digest.
I
I
do.
love that it reminds me of my great grandma as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty awesome. I have been going back to the office, as you know, and I've been bringing food and LaCroix and all that. But the receptionist has like cases of water from Costco, but it's typically for the meeting rooms. And so I grabbed a couple during the first day because I'm still new to like office etiquette. I was like, oh, are these for something? I'm helping myself to ship behind your desk. Yay. And she said, there's water in the kitchen. And I was like, yeah, I just, I need to bring the right glass. So now I'm just lying. And so she opens the cabinet and she's like, you just got to get a straw. So it's a big mason jar with filtered water and a straw. And I was like, this is the best way to have water ever. A mason glass jar and a straw. I drink more water than I typically do because I usually drink out of this big plastic tiki cup that I have at home. I have a bunch of them. But, it's utilitarian. Yes, I drink when I'm thirsty, but I know I need to have the water in my face. So the straw and the glass, and I'm like, wow, I love water. And I was like, what is happening? She's like, I'm telling you. And it's good for the environment. And I was like, I was totally thinking that.
They
Be
make
bold, right?
They make tops for mason jars that make it almost like a Nalgene with like the little drinky hole part and then the screw
Ooh.
top. They make that for a mason jar. My old coworker used to do that.
I just love everything in ceramic and glass.
Yeah. That's adulting right there.
Yeah. Or adulting because we're Reader Digest and drinking out of mason jars.
Guess what?
Chicken butt?
I'm about to turn 35 and I'm going to Europe.
For the first time?
No. Technically, I've been to London for a day and a half. Well, I went to St. Albans. So I went for work.
Ooh.
And went outside London and definitely went to the London admins user group because I'm me.
Because you're amazing.
And then I went back to St. Albans. And then I went to London for a day and then came home. So I'm going to London's Calling.
Whoop, whoop.
And
London's
calling.
calling.
I'm going to speak. And I have some other cool, wonderful people from the US are going. And there's all these wonderful, cool people that live there that are going to be there.
Oh, it's going to be so awesome.
Previous guest Gemma is having a birthday. So we'll be out for that. And she's been teaching me English phrases, which are fun.
I'm so jealous. I don't even know if I want to hear this part.
And then I'm going to get on a train by myself and I'm going to go to Scotland. I'm
so jealous.
I don't know what I'm going to do yet there. I think I do. I'm going to go to Edinburgh and then I'm going to go to Inverness.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. You're going to have an amazing time. Yeah. Eat all the things, talk to all the people.
Yeah, that's happening. So that's my super fave that I bought my ticket. So I'm going with miles.
You're committed. You're free. Really?
My ticket. Yeah, my plane ticket.
That's awesome. I'm extra super jealous about the Gemma part, but whatever. It's not about me. It's still tentative. Like I submitted to speak for Dream in LA. Josh is like, yes, I'm still in as long as it can be worked out with work. I did decide to go to Trailhead DX because my witness success wifey, Kyla, said she'd put me up. Because I really I'm kind of in this holding pattern as far as my husband's a pilot. I'm in a holding pattern. Anyways, that was unintentional. But as soon as he gives me the green light, I want to save all of our money or all of our like extra spending money to go out of the country. I mean, it's going to be a quick 5-7 day world tour. But she had said in the Slack channel about, I think to Missy about, having a spot. And I was like, hey, could I take you up on that place on the floor? So she said yes. So I'm going to go to that. And then I, just side note, with the new role, talked to my new report to him, was like, look, I'd like to take a newbie. I'd like to take a youngin'. Let's run a contest. Let's do a thing. Like, it's a really an amazing event, a really great learning experience. So anyways, I'm just jealous is really what that boils down to.
I mean, you'll be in San Francisco. You can go to In-N-Out Burger. But no, you can't because you're eating well.
Well, I'm a vegan now. And tofu. So
Segway master and tofu.
So I've had no thoughts about it. If people are always like, oh, it just absorbs what you're eating, or whatever you're eating it with. There is an amazing restaurant here called New Saigon that does these amazing like curly butter noodles and like teeny tiny pieces of fried tofu. And it's really the only kind I've really enjoyed. And I tried other stuff, but it's spongy and icky and it's a consistency thing. So I decide I'm going to try it. I'm going to do it.
To fry it? You're going to try it to fry it?
Yeah. So I do the thing, you get it and you flatten it out and squeeze the water out of it, which is fine, but I don't know why there's water in it. If I got to squeeze the water out of it, like just don't put the water in it, but whatever. And then I crush it up and I marinate it with sesame oil, which is my new fave of all time. It's just I didn't realize how amazing it is. Sesame oil, chili garlic sauce, and soy. And then I forget about it forever because life. So it marinated for like a week. It's like, well, shit, I should probably cook this. And it was just teeny tiny pieces and like a scramble. It is scrum-diddly-umptious. And really, it just tastes like yummy sesame oil and the seasonings. And who knew that I would like tofu? And I watched more veganism documentaries this weekend with my mom.
Mhm.
Now, because of this, my mom has, essentially become a vegetarian from other things that we watched. And we watched these new ones and she's like, well, there goes cheese. I was like, that wasn't the point. Like Josh was out of town and he doesn't really like documentaries. But anyway, so I really enjoy watching them. And we watched one called Heal, which is not like superfaves is the tofu, but anyone has the opportunity to watch Heal. I think HEAL rented it on iTunes, but it was really beautiful and just like it
All
was
the
really awesome.
feels.
It was good. It just, how to keep your body in tune and check yourself and make sure that you are keeping yourself healthy. And if not, maybe it's not just physical and maybe it's emotional and maybe there's things you need to address and ways that you need to speak kindly to yourself.
I do sort of feel like trying to think of a good analogy. I've been real hip to the analogies this week.
To be honest.
When I said my coworkers gave the impression they were going to give me a pony and instead they gave me a black and white printout of a pony.
Bastards.
Now I just really lost my train, so never mind. Oh, I feel like you just said like I really like eating apples when you cook them and cover them with cinnamon and ice cream.
100%. I absolutely just said that and take that to heart because that shit, regular, unfried, unmarinated, and unsqueezed, I guess, is weird.
Unsqueezed.
I don't know. You squeeze out the water. I don't understand it. You gotta put books on it. Like you gotta mash it. Like put weight on it.
It's funny how there's just random dishes. There's a dish here the meat crab that I may have told you the story about before, where it's these like crunchy noodles with tofu. And I once was inebriated and ate it all myself, and it tasted the next day like I had eaten Pop Rocks for dinner.
Ooh,
like my mouth was all angry.
It sounds like an incantation. Me crab.
So club. That was Spanish and angry witch. I don't know. With the gesturing too. Well, we've gone off the rails a little bit.
That's super weird for us. Damn it, this was supposed to be a short episode and we're like an hour in. We suck at this.
Well,
let's blame Olive.
Isn't that why you have kids?
She's so long-winded.
Stay witty.
Whoop, whoop.